Welcome back to the Kruger National Park. This time we're exploring the north of the Kruger. We are going to camp at Punda Maria for a couple of days, so come and join us for this adventure. So we know we're in the park. We've seen our first animals. We've seen some elephants. But we can't hang around there, unfortunately, because it's late afternoon and we've still got to go and put up tent. So let's get going. Well, an early good morning from the Punda Maria camp here in the Kruger National Park. It's been a busy morning already. Monkeys around, getting into our tents and everything. But more importantly, when we got here last night, it was so late we set up the tent in the dark. It wasn't our greatest effort, but we managed to sleep all right. Now we're actually packing up because we are moving to the fence line. Because we're going to be here for another 8 days or so, it's worth it to actually just back up and move and get a better sight. So we have moved campsite almost already, as you can see by the mess that we've made here. But what a beautiful sight we've got. Fence line looking straight into the Kruger. It's going to be a beautiful couple of days. But now we've got to set up all over again. So let's get that done so we can get this holiday on the go. Let's go. We're so tired after moving everything that we've decided that we're going to go for a bit of a lie down. But it's very hot in the tent, so why not move the bed outside, right in front of the view, in the cool breeze. So we're going to go and have a bit of a lie down, and then we'll see what the rest of this day will bring. Well, folks, this might just become a camping ritual. Bringing the bed out to come and have an afternoon nap. It was absolutely beautiful having a bit of an afternoon nap under the trees here. Anyway, we need to go and see if we can maybe see a couple of animals. So let's go for a game drive and see if we can see something. Come and join us for that. Well, today was an absolute scorcher, people. It's about 4:30 and it's still about 33 degrees in the park here. We've come for a game drive. Thought we'll come and drive in the car with the aircon on and get away from the heat around the tent. Yes, the aircon doesn't really work that great. So we're just driving around enjoying the beauty. We've seen a couple of zebras and a kudu or two, and not much else, but the scenery is absolutely beautiful. We've actually seen a couple of nice baobab trees, so it's not all about just coming to see the animals. There's just so much else to actually come and see and explore in the park here. The scenery up here in the north is completely different because it's more tropical, so the bird life is very good. And even though we are here in the second week of April, which is the start of winter, it's 32 degrees. Anyway, let's see what else we can see on this drive. Well, folks, it is supper time. We're gonna chow this, and then we're probably gonna sit around the fire for a bit and eventually just go to bed. So if anything interesting happens, we'll share that. Otherwise, see you in the morning. Well, early good morning, folks. I'm doing one of my favorite things, my early morning game drafts. I haven't really seen much yet. A couple of zebras and some impala, but that's about it. Maybe you'll be my good luck and we'll see something. But just have a look at how beautiful it is out here in the bush so early in the morning. Sun just putting his head out there. It's actually in my eye at the moment. It really is worth coming this side of the park just to see the baobabs. We're off to the gate quickly and then back off to camp to go and see what there is for breakfast. I came down to Punda Maria's day visitors picnic spot. Don't know if you can see the hut there behind me, and there's not even a pathway through to it with the bushes, and I had to do a bit of bunda bashing just to get to this little hut that I'm at. So obviously they don't get that many visitors here, but the scenery is absolutely stunning. So it is a stunning little place to actually come and have a picnic or come and enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning, you know, come and make a cup of coffee for yourself or something like that. But anyway, I'm turning around now, heading back to camp. Right folks, back at camp. Sandra and Daniel has gone for a game drive. Myself and Babe's gonna have some scrambled egg on a croissant for breakfast, and then we'll probably also go for another game drive, so we'll show you that. But first up, breakfast. Like always, nothing like cooking in the wild with a view. Breakfast time. We're having that croissant with some egg and cheese. This is going to be delicious. And then we'll go on that game drive, so we'll show you the rest of the day. Come and join us for this adventure. Cheers.
Something dead. You smell it.
Have you ever? Well folks, we came out for a morning afternoon drive, mid-morning afternoon drive, and we haven't really seen much until we got to Clopper Dam, and that was quite interesting, something I've never seen. We always joke, you know, you're gonna see a monkey riding a polar bear or something, you know, something odd. This time I did see something ride something, a terrapin riding a hippo. Have you ever? It's a first for me, I must tell you. So that was quite interesting. But we've left the dam now and we're taking a slow drive back to camp now to go and see what we can do for lunch. But it is boiling hot in the park again. It's 12 o'clock and it's about 36 degrees. So yes, it is sweating hot. Right, if we see anything we'll show you that, but otherwise enjoy a little bit of the drive. It's beer o'clock. We're back from our afternoon drive, had some lunch, and now I think I'm gonna go down to the pool because it's still freaking hot in the park, yeah. But yes, time for Devil's Peak Lager. Beautiful in this heat. But let's go and show you what the pool looks like here. In the heat of the day, we've made it to the swimming pool. It's actually quite a nice little swimming pool area. It needs a bit of a mow, I would say, but other than that, it's actually quite nice. Water's nice and blue. Nice little spot to come and relax after a day of game driving. Well folks, it was absolutely lovely getting into that water. Just had a quick dip just to cool down. Well folks, after that nice swim, let's quickly go and show you what the shop looks like, because I need to buy some ice. Because in this heat, you know, everything in the fridge, even though you've got it in the fridge, still starts melting. So it's nice to have ice and ice for some drinks. But I actually kind of like these little huts that they've got here. I wonder what they look like inside, but they look like they quite original still. So Punda Maria is one of the oldest camps in the Kruger, so that's why you see some of the old original huts still here. It's very interesting. The other interesting thing I found out today is when you go in by the gate, normally there is a cattle grid so that animals don't come into the campsite, and I actually noticed that there's no cattle grid over the road by the gate here, so that's interesting. And if you stay at Punda Maria, this is where you'll also be able to book your nighttime game drives and that kind of thing if you want to go in the game vehicles. And then they've got a nice restaurant that you can sit and have something for lunch, or even if you stay here you can have something for supper. And then inside your building there is where your shop and your reception and the rest of the restaurant is. So first up we've got reception, and then on the left hand side we've got the rest of the restaurant. And then as we walk through the shop, you'll see the shop is very well stocked. If you need something to remember the Kruger by, they've got t-shirts and mugs and all the goodies you'll need. But most importantly, because it's mostly self-catering at the accommodation here, if you've forgotten anything, they most probably have got it here. But importantly, if you see something, get it, because they're up north, they don't get as many deliveries as what the shops down in the south get. I wish my camera was going when that happened. Well folks, we were busy having an afternoon nap. And then all of a sudden the elephants appeared here at what used to be a watering hole that they're busy fixing up. Don't know when that's going to happen, but there's no water in here at the moment, but all the elephants have come down. So there's some in the bushes behind me here. You can see one over there. And if you look, this is where our tent set up is. It's right in front of our tent. We've got the elephants out. How stunning is that? That is the magic of the Kruger.
Hello, baby. What was it all about?
I don't know, he was in the bushes there screaming at us. We have been blessed today. We might not have seen much on that game drive, but being able to sit here while we're cooking again, enjoy this view. Look at this elephants coming around. I will say it again. The magic of the Kruger. Look at the little baby there. The mother's just chasing around going, come. How amazing. That's why I love camping in the Kruger. Morning folks, you're joining us on an early morning game drive. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning and we are off to Pafuri. But interesting, on the way there we're going to stop at Crooks Corner. There's quite an interesting story about Crooks Corner, the confluence point where you've got Mozambique, Zimbabwe and South Africa. So we're going to stop there. And let's see how much animals we can see on the way. We are in the Kruger after all. This morning is a lot more overcast than it has been the previous day, so it's not as hot. So let's hope that it stays like this for the rest of the day. And it will be nice not to have that boiling heat for a change. Anyway, enjoy this part of the adventure. Let's go. We're standing on the bridge here over the Luvuvu River. We've just had the most stunning drive coming from Punda Maria on the way to Pafuri here. We took one of the little side roads to one of the archaeological sites, and that road was absolutely magical. But how stunning is this, being able to get out of your car on the bridge here, and there's all these swallows that are flying around here making a hell of a racket. So Bev's driving a little bit, and we're on our way to the gate here in Pafuri, and the road is terrible, but the good thing to see is that there is a whole crew out busy patching the potholes. So they're obviously fixing the road here, which is a good sign that there's a bit of maintenance going on in the park. But yes, this road is a little bit gnarly at the moment, so it's a good thing they're actually doing some maintenance here. Well folks, we've made it to Pafuri Gate. So this is the furthest north we've ever been in the Kruger, and probably ever will be unless they expand the Kruger. But yes, we've made it to the Pafuri Gate, the furthest north you can get into the Kruger National Park. Had a bit of a hectic drive coming on that road that's so damaged, but like I said, they are busy fixing it, so that's great. We're just going to use the bathrooms here, and then we off to Crooks Corner. Cast yourself back a few hundred years. You're a bit of a shady character, maybe a gun runner or an ivory poacher, and you need to get away from the long arm of the law. This is where you would come and do it. This is Crooks Corner. You've got Mozambique on that side, Zimbabwe on that side. You've got the mighty Limpopo River running through here, and then the Luvuvu River just on the other side there. So if you needed to get away from the law, this is where you would be able to jump from country to country. Or if you could get to the beacon that's in the middle there, then you were basically a no man's land, and none of the law enforcement of the area could actually prosecute you. So as long as you can stay there, you'd have been safe. It's so interesting coming to the Kruger and just being able to just explore all this history for yourself. How amazing is that? So we have made it to Pafuri picnic spot. Quite a nice little spot that they've got here. Plenty of spots for you to come and sit and have a picnic, or bring your gas braai and just have a breakfast here or something. Lovely spot under the trees here. We're going to use the bathrooms. I see there is a cooler box there. Maybe there's somebody that sells cool drinks here because we didn't plan properly and didn't bring enough drinks. Thank you.
Orange, choose price, take your
Okay, cool. Yeah.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Although I just can't see it, so I'm pretty sure it's 21.
God's on the other side there too.
Hey, over there.
Over there. Over where? Over there.
Yeah, no, 7 of them.
Well, there we go, folks. After a beautiful day spent driving around to Crooks Corner and Pafuri and back, it really is an absolute stunning drive. I would definitely recommend, if you're in the area, to do that drive up to Crooks Corner through the back routes and back, going through the fever tree forest, the amount of baobabs that you see, and there is just these idyllic places along the river there. So absolutely stunning. Of course, we are quite tired, so it's time for a beer and lunch. For lunch we're having avocado toast, so we're going to enjoy this, and then we'll probably just hang around here at the tent, maybe have an afternoon nap, and then we'll probably see you when we have supper, or if something interesting happens at the watering hole or at campsite. Cheers. Nice ciabatta bread with the avo on it. Stunning. So we just had a lovely nap on the bed outside the tent again. But camping is not all nice views and relaxation, you know. Every now and again you've got to do things like dishes. So I'm off to go and wash the dishes quickly before we start the fires for supper tonight. We're still not sure what we're going to put on our braai tonight, but we'll definitely put something on the braai. So let me go and show you what the little wash up area, your kitchen area, looks like. So pretty much very similar to all of the rest of them in the park. You've got a place where you can do your dishes, you've got a hot boiler, and then like a 2-plate stove or something like that. So pretty much the same as what you would have at any of the other camps. I suppose when you're here camping, what else do you want? The one thing is that if you've got a fence site like us, you've got to walk quite a distance to actually get to the little kitchen area here. So anyway, I'm going to do the dishes and we will get the dry fires going shortly after that. Well, early good morning to you folks. Yeah, it's still very early and we already have some action in the camp. Yeah, I went to go and have a shower, babe went to go and have a shower, come back. The monkeys have broken into the tent, ripped a hole into the kitchen cupboard, and now there's just food everywhere. So that's going to be an interesting one to clean up before we start the rest of this day. We've come out to Babalala picnic spot to come and make some breakfast here. We're meeting up with Sandra and Daniel and some of their friends, and we're actually just going to make ourselves a breakfast here at Babalala picnic spot. What a beautiful site. It's in between Punda Maria and Singwetsi. Nice little spot. How's this lapa that was built around this big tree? Obviously the tree has grown a bit since the lapa was built. But you can get a bit of shade there if you want to from the sun. We've set up right there in the corner to have our breakfast. Just have a look at the site here. All these big trees that you can sit under. And there is no fencing, so a lion, a hippo, elephant, anything can come past you at any stage. So let's go start that breakfast. Yummy.
Probably the heat. Where's the we cooked that on the fire. Oh, we eat vegetables. That's chicken pie.
We had absolute delicious breakfast there at Babalala picnic spot, and we're now on our way to Singwetsi on the back roads, and it's one of the most beautiful drives in the park, driving along the river here. The bush is very dense up north in the park here. You don't see that many animals, but it just makes it so much more special when you do see them. We've got a couple of water buck on the other side of the river there. So happy to be back in the park. A couple of days and I'm so relaxed already. Always good to be back.
But it ain't so dark compared to the ones we've just seen.
It's actually beautiful skin, this one. Well, folks, that's about all we've got for you in this episode as we sit around the fire and watch the moon come up. In our next episode, we'll show you a little bit more of Punda Maria campsite itself, and we'll actually show you what it's like before and during the Easter weekend, so you can see how quickly this place fills up. Anyway, guys, like always, get out there, go and explore the sunshine for yourself. See you in the next one. Cheers.